Hi everybody, welcome to another tutorial from Sound for More. It's Leo speaking. In this video, I'm going to show you Pana, the natural Pana latest released by Klevgrand. So I'm inside AUM, so let's create an audio channel and let's choose something which is monophonic. As Pana works with monophonic sound. For those purposes, let's choose something like agonizer. Okay, let's connect the AUM keyboard. Okay, that's the init sound. Let's choose something else. Maybe this one. Okay, perfect. So now let's add another unit extension, audio unit extension in the insert effects, and let's choose Pana from Klevgrand. And as you can see, I use also brush spray, which is really another nice application from Klevgrand. So let's choose Pana. So let's expand it. As you can see, it's a very simple interface, not a lot of controls. As you probably know, creating panning can be done in three different ways, at least I know three different ways. One is to use a different volume for different channels, and that is quite efficient as you move from the left channel to the right channel or vice versa. You can decrease or increase the volume. That gives you the sensation of panning. The other one is actually to create a delay in one channel and also on the other one when you move to the next one, and that is known as the Haas effect, HAAS. And another more sophisticated example of how you could do that is to apply a low-pass filter on the opposite channel where you're panning, which is what this roll-off dial does, is set the steepness but also the frequency of the opposite channel which is being panned. And here on the left-hand side, you have a size which are the micro delays to one channel to simulate that size of the person's head. And then on the top of all of that, you have like a crossover, which allows you to set the frequency for which below the frequency, nothing is impacted or affected. You have a button here to check mono versus stereo. And then here you have a level meter, a correlation level meter, which shows you if you have phasing issues. For example, if it is green, you're okay. If it is in the center, you have white stereo. If it is red, you possibly have some phase issues. You can also lock the pan as you move from one effect to the next. And this here is your macro control, because it exercises the same control that you have on size and roll off, but it moves it from the left to the right channel. And when it is a maximum, it will use the values that are determined by the size and roll off dials. On the top here, you can click where it says default, and you have access to categories, and also for each category you have access to different presets. Okay, and then you can save a preset. You can also save as a new preset, and of course you have a category called user preset. So let's double click here to position into the center, and then let's move these to the size to 0 and roll off to 0 as well. And let's move this dial, the crossover down here, so nothing is I'm not allowing anything else to be not to be impacted. So okay, let's move this to the left. And you will not hear anything now. The same if I move it to the right. Sounds still stereo. And the reason for it is because I have this size and roll off, which is set to 0. So let's increase some micro delays on size on the right channel. You should notice a difference. And now let's act on the steepness and frequency. And as you can hear, it does it on the opposite effect that you're panning. as I mentioned earlier on. Okay, and of course, you can act on the crossover overall. And as you move it to the top, it makes sure that anything below that frequency, which is in this case 1.05 kilohertz, is not impacted. Stereo, perfect. Down this one. And of course, double click on here to set it down to the default in the center. So as you can see, it's very easy to use Pana, and it works very well and with mono input. Now, as you would expect, if you go to MIDI control under AUM, you find that the iconizer on the channel, and then if you scroll down, you find the Pana, and then you find your parameters, which you can use other application to modulate those parameters and therefore panning left and right. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this short overview of Pana, and as always, see you next time. Bye.